सुनो मत बोलो. Wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100% करे नाटक. किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो. ना कुछ पाना ना कुछ खोना. Who asked you live at zero complete level? मौज में रहो, be happy.
Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. If you see the demography of the world, whether it is Japan or Europe, anywhere you see, the proportion of outdated and indated has changed tremendously. The populations are not growing because more children are produced. Populations are growing because oldies like me are not dying. That is the problem. I was in US and with my friend I went. His parents had come from India. Now that NRI parent, he was talking to me, keeping the gun on my shoulder and shooting at the sun. So he said, Swamiji, I have taken care of my father till the last moment of his life. Meaning what? These days children don't care. He was his son. So he said, Babuji, when did Dadaji die? Beta, it was so unfortunate. He died he was hardly 52 or so. Dadaji, Babuji, what is your age now? Therefore, spirituality is more important for old people than for the young people. Young people are busy in whatever way. They don't have problems. Old people have to live 24 hours a day. What to do? What to do? And then, if they are staying with their children and all that, they make the lives of their children miserable. All the time the same old stuff. Therefore, Vedanta is for those who are problem to themselves. And therefore, they are problem to others. Instead of getting lost, son, daughter, daughter-in-law, health, instead of that, now change the attention from all this rubbish to yourself. All that has to be done, good or bad, we have finished it. Now we have to finish ourselves. And for that, we are studying this Tattva Chintan, Tattva Vivek. So, a question was raised. If something is not known, how can we love that? And if we know something, why we will have desire? We cannot have desire. If I know the truth, like before coming to Prem Puri, I had a desire whether I will reach on time or not. There is too much of traffic today and all the horrible flags are everywhere. I hope we will be able to reach. But after reaching here, the desire gone. See, friends. Therefore, how can we say that the truth is ourselves? Now the teacher took this question and answered through an example. If a child is chanting along with a group of children, his particular voice will not be recognized. It will be covered by the voice of the other children. Exactly the same thing. The divinity that we are is covered by something. And therefore, all the spiritual practice is discover. For that, we must know what is the cover. Then only we can discover. Therefore, to understand the cover, let us take few gross examples. And then we will go subtle. These examples are such which will never click us. One example. The waves cover the ocean. Now, how the waves cover the ocean? Because when we are on the sea front, our attention is on the waves. And we talk only about the waves. Similarly, another example, the one object, like my particular fountain pen, is covered by this shawl. This is easy to understand. Now I'll give one more example. Space, not seen. We cannot see space. Now this space is covered by what? Space is covered by what? So let us find out what is space. Space has no shape, no form. Therefore, shapes and forms cover the space. So if we have to discover the space, what we have to do? Like I am looking at you, so many of you are here. Why here so many? Because in between there is space. So other places where you are all sitting, there the space is covered by you, but wherever you are not there, the space is empty. See? So if I have to listen to silence, what I have to do? Silence can't be heard. The only way is remain indifferent to the sounds. How to remain indifferent to the sounds as you are listening to me? I keep on talking, but who listens? My friends. Therefore, although we are divine, the divinity is covered by something, and unless the divinity, the covering is removed, the truth cannot be known. And therefore, in the 15th verse, the teacher says, Chidanandamaya Brahma Pratibimba Samanvita Tamo Rajasattva Gunaha Prakriti Dvividha Chasa. So the Prakriti, the matter, is covering the conscious reality. Now what is this Prakriti? Now Prakriti, yesterday we have come up to this point. There are three aspects, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. They are called as the Gunas and the cause. Yesterday also I told you, cause and effect is an illusion. Don't get lost in that. Nobody in this world has ever seen what is the Sattva Guna, what is the Rajo Guna, what is the Tamo Guna. Nobody has seen. They are not objects. Have we seen the vision? Nobody has seen the vision. Because of the vision, colors and forms are seen. And therefore, from the effect, we come to the cause. Nobody has seen the mind. But because of the frustration, we know I am frustrated. Therefore, if we want to know the truth, we have to recognize this basic principle that there are three things which are covering our divine nature. And what are those three things? They are matter. Second thing, they are activity. And third thing, it is knowledge. You know, we have studied one text, if you remember, Shiva Sutra. In Shiva Sutra, we have seen knowledge is bondage. Jnanam bandha. So, the matter covers the truth, the activity covers the truth, and the knowledge covers the truth. Now the question comes, what is the cause of the matter? What is the cause of the activity? What is the cause of the knowledge? So some answer has to be given. Then these words are coined. The cause of matter is tamo guna of the prakriti. The cause of dynamism, activity is the rajo guna of the prakriti. And the cause of knowledge is the sattva guna of the prakriti. And we are happy. Okay, understood. What understood? We become mechanical. Therefore, here the teacher says, Sattva Shuddha Avishuddhibhyam Maya Avidyecha Ye Mate. So, this pure conscious existence covered by two types of wrong notions. See, one wrong notion is Shuddha and Vishuddha. Shuddha means undivided, homogeneous one. Like here we come across, isn't it? Pure ghee. Why write pure ghee is always ghee? No. We have not added anything. Many times people when come from other countries, they read this thing, they are surprised. Pure milk. Why they say pure milk? It's milk only. No, we have not added water. But in our country, we add water and say only 0% fat and pila pani. Friends. Therefore, Shuddha means homogeneous, uncontaminated. That is one conditioning. And the second conditioning, this conditioning is called as Maya. And the second conditioning is Avidya. Avidya is with reference to some limitations. So recognizing oneself to be man and recognizing oneself to be a husband, two things are there. As a man, I am not miserable. As a husband, I am not happy. Therefore, Maya bimbo vashikritya tam syad sarvadnya Ishvaraha. And therefore, Ishvara is who? Paramatma, the divine reality, the Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. These three words are synonymous. What is said as Brahman in Vedanta is said as Paramatma in Yoga and is said as Bhagavan in Bhakti Shastra. We can use whichever word we like. So this Paramatma, Maya Bimba Vashikritya. So he is controlling this matter, the Prakriti, the Maya, and therefore Syat Sarvadnya Ishvaraha. He is under full control of everything and therefore he knows everything. Sarvadnya, knower of everything. So become subjective to understand this at a totality level. I know I should not talk. But I don't know why I talk, always I do this mistake. When I know I should not talk and I don't talk, that time I am Ishvara. I know I should not talk, but yet I talk. I don't know what happens to me. You are a Jiva. If we have perfect control, we are Ishvara. When we don't have control over ourselves, can we have control over the whole universe? See, friends. Therefore, Ishvara, Sarvajna, he knows everything. Now, as regard ourselves is concerned, don't we know? This is my hand, this is my leg, there is a pain here, pain there, pain everywhere. We know that. Sarvajna. Everything related to this body, we know. So, if we are able to conquer Prakriti, if we are no more enslaved by the Prakriti, then we are slowly marching toward the Ishvara. We all suffer only because of our own inabilities to control ourselves. Therefore, this is Maya Bimbo Vashikritya Tam Syad Sarvajna Ishvaraha. So when the Maya, the total Prakriti, is under the control of Paramatma, that Paramatma is called as Ishvara. So be very clear. I am using the term Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. When this Brahman, Paramatma or Bhagavan is controlling his Maya, his own divine potentiality. In this Maya word creates a lot of confusion. Maya means what? Many people they translate Ma means not, Ya means that. That which is not is Maya. How it is possible? The correct translation will be Maya means what? Miyate anaya ya sa Maya. That which limits something because of some limitations is the Maya. And what is that Maya? That Maya is the uncreated natural potentiality associated with anything is the Maya. Now to understand this, the Maya as regard the fire is concerned, the burning power is the inherent potentiality in the fire, and therefore what is this Maya or the burning potentiality? This burning potentiality does not burn the fire. But the burning potentiality cannot exist independent of fire. San api, asannapi, ubayatmikano. It is and it is not. How can you say that there is a burning power in the fire? Put your hand and then you realize. So it is. But how come then it is not burning the fire? That is not burning because it is own nature. See, friends. Because the sugar content does not create diabetes for the sugar cane. That is his own potentiality, inherent nature. In this manner, this inherent nature is called as the Maya, and therefore Paramatma, Bhagavan or Ishvara with his inherent nature called as Maya is now reduced to Ishvara. Further we will see. Ishvara will be reduced to Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha will be reduced to the Virat Purusha. This is at the totality level. Similarly, at the individuality level it will come. When it comes, we will see in detail. So, avidya vashagastu anyaha vaichitriat anekadha sa karana shariram syat prajnas tatra abhimanavan. Now, we have seen Ishvara with reference to totality. Now, with reference to individuality, so here it is, what is the cause which is covering our divinity is called as the Karan Shariram. What is the Karan Shariram? Avidyavashagaha. The consciousness, the Paramatma, Bhagavan, coming under the influence of the avidya. Avidya is incomplete knowledge. What is incomplete knowledge? I am body is not the problem. Problem is only this body I am, that body I am not, the problems begin. As much that body I am not, equally true, even this body I am not. What is the logic? See? Avidyavashagaha. So this notion Then I am this body is the cause. Therefore, Karana Shariram. So Ishvara is who? He is controlling totality. And what is the Karan Sharira? Karan Sharira is controlling the individuality. Now take these two types of things. Paramatma, one. His infinite potentiality, Maya. With the Maya, he is called as Ishvara, reduced to Hiranyagarbha, reduced to the gross world, Virata. The same Paramatma. With the conditioning of the Avidya, Karan Sharira, he is called as Prajna, reduced to Tejasa, and become the Jiva at the gross level. Vishwa. This is how one reality, because of these two conditionings, as if it has become two, and one is the causal level, second is the effect level. In medical college, when the students study, they study, let us take anatomy. So what they do, they take the dead bodies and study. So if that person has completed his education and became a surgeon, and when he has to work on the live body, will he say, first kill this body, then I can operate? No. Because anatomy is not pertaining to one particular body, but to all the bodies. Exactly the same way. See? When we are able to recognize what is at the totality level, Ishvara is Prajna at the individuality level. What is Hiranyagarbha at the totality level is the Tejasa at the individuality level. What is Virat at the totality level is the Vishwa at the individuality level. Now, what are these three words? Let us see. So, Sa Karanam Sharira Prajna Tatra Abhimanavan. So, we have reduced Paramatma into Ishvara and Prajna. Ishvara totality level and Prajna individuality level. Now, continuing further. तम प्रधान प्रकृते तद्भोगायाश्वरेज्ञ वियत पवन तेजोम्बु भुवो भूतानि जज्ञिरे. Now, this prajna is born, individuality is born. Now, for that individuality, things have to be provided. So, who will provide? Provider is the cause, the one to whom provided is the effect. So, the father earns the money and wastes on the child. They're exactly the same way. So, tama pradhana prakrutehe tad bhogaya ishwarajnaya. Then, this Ishvara, by his orders or command, from the tamoguna aspect, he creates the five great elements. And therefore, the space, the air, the fire, the water, and the earth. Be very attentive. This is so subtle and beautiful thought. When I got it, I was thrilled. Just I was sitting like this. And then what is space? Space is an experience of no movement. Space is that which cannot be touched. Yes. Without space, nothing can exist. Correct. Then, imagine, when the space will start moving, so the moving space is air. Wherever there is a movement, there is heat. Wherever there is heat, there is perspiration. And when the perspiration dries because of the heat, it becomes kujli. Upanishad says, Tasmat Atmanaha Akasha Sambhutaha Akashad Vayuhu Vayor Agnihi. Then from Agni Apaha, from the water Prithvi, then from Prithvi then Vanaspatayaha. So from one reality, the whole thing has started coming out. From what aspect? From the Tamo Guna Prakriti. We are trying to learn what is creation. We told you three aspects. One is matter, second is dynamism, third is knowledge. So the matter aspect is now told. So what is their total understanding so far? Paramatma with his potentiality, total potentiality is called as Ishvara, and the finite potentiality is called as the Jiva or the Prajna. Now, for that Prajna, the Jiva, he has to live somewhere. So he started creating, the Ishvara started creating the world. Now, what is the world? So, first of all, he created the five great elements. So, Tama Pradhana Prakrute Tad Bhogaya Ishvaradneya Vyat Pavana Tejumbu Bhuvo Bhutani Jadnire. He created these five great elements. Then what happened? The story continues. Satvamshu, now see, matter is created. Now we require two more things, knowledge as well as activity. So, Satvamshahi Panchabhisteshat Kramadhip Indriya Panchakam Shrotra Tvak Akshe in Rasana Grana Ghranakyam Upajayate. Then from the Sattva aspect of this Maya or the Prakriti, then Jnanendriyas are created. So, from the Sattva aspect of the space, hearing instrument is created. From the Sattva aspect of the air, the skin is created, Sparshendriya. Then the Sattva aspect of the fire, the vision is created. Then the Sattva aspect of the water, the Rasanendriya is created. And from the Sattva aspect of the earth, the Granendriya, the smelling faculty is created. You cannot find a fault in this. You will not get in any other religion. They are not religions at all. So perfect it is. Then, thereafter what happens? These kinds of Indriya Panchakam, five Indriyas are created, each from each of the respective Pancha Mahabhuta. Then, Taihi Antakarana Sarvaihi Vritti Bhedena Tadbhida Mano Vimarsha Rupa Syat Buddhi Syat Nishchayatmika. So we have seen from individual Mahabhutas, individual sense organs are created. Now, take all of them together. So, Sattva aspect of all the Pancha Mahabhutas together, the inner instrument is created. By the individual Pancha Mahabhuta, the external sense organs are created. Therefore, they are called Bahikkarana. And when all of them are taken together, then Antakaran is created. So, Antakaran has got two expressions. One is Vimarsha Rupa, second is Nishchayatmaka. One is constantly confused, doubting, and second is convinced and perfect. The first one is called as the mind, second one is called as the intellect. Now see the complete picture. Five great elements from Sattva Guna of each of them. Five external organs are created, sense organs. Together, the internal organ called as the mind, which is a doubting Thomas, and the intellect, which is a decision making. These two things are created out of the Sattva Guna aspect of these Pancha Mahabhutas. Okay. Now, we have created matter, we have created knowledge. Now, third thing is activity. So, Rajomshaihi Panchabhisteshan Kramat Karmendriyanitu Vakpanipada Payupasthaha Vid Abhidanani Jadnire. Then, from the Rajoguna aspect, activity aspect of these Pancha Mahabhutas, the external Karmendriyas are created. Which are those Karmendriyas? We know the speech, hand, etc. So, from the Rajoguna aspect of the space, the speech is created. Therefore, the Shabda is the Tanmatra of the space. It is so perfect, friends. If you know this, it becomes so easy to practice spiritual life. Therefore, then from the space, from the air, then pani, the hand, etc. The five organs of actions are created from the respective Pancha Mahabhutas. Abhimanani Jadnire. Thereafter, what happens? Then again coming. Taihi sarvaihi sahitaihi pranaha vritti bhedasa panchadha prana apana samana udana vyana cha te punaha. Now again take totality. The totality aspect of the Rajoguna of all the Pancha Mahabhutas, then the Pranendra, the Pancha Pranas are created. So be attentive. External is air. The same air when it enters, it is called as Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samana. If the same air enters a drum, does it become Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana? What is the reason? It is here we come to know. Take an example to understand. Suppose this is a magnet. From a distance or holding in the hand, you will not know this is a magnet. You won't know. Then you keep it somewhere, and if it is attracting the iron filings, oh, it's a magnet. So when those iron filings come within the magnetic field, they are attracted. This example is clear. Exactly the same way. Space, in that space air, and in that air we are there. So like for the magnet, there is a magnetic field. Exactly the same way, we, with the principle of life, there is a life field around us. And when the external air is coming within that life field, it gets converted into the Panchapranas. How beautiful it is. There cannot be any flaw in our scriptures. So, the Pancha Jnanendriyas and Antakaran and Manabuddhi. Pancha Karmendriyas and Prana. See, everything should be clear. Okay. After this is done, then we come to the next. Buddhi Karmendriya Prana Panchakaihi Manasa Saha Dhiya Shariram Sapta Dashabhihi Sukshma Tallingam Uchchate. Now see, 5 Jnanendriyas, 5 Karmendriyas, Pancha Pranas. How many? 15. Mana Buddhi. So these are the first 3 I counted. They are external. And internal are Mana Buddhi. So 15 plus 2, 17. This 17 put together is called as the subtle body or the Linga Deha or the subtle body. Many people, they read the spelling and they call it subtle body. Subtle body. So this is, now see, one is the gross body and second is the subtle body. Like the phone and the SIM. Without the SIM, phone can't work. How simple it is. Now be attentive. This SIM is functioning through the phone. Sounds are everywhere. Sound waves are everywhere. Why we are not able to hear? Because we don't have the capacity. But then the phone SIM has the capacity to catch those sound waves. So the sound waves are not coming out of the phone. The phone is in the sound waves and sound waves are expressing through the phone. If this example is clear, in the same manner, divinity is the ultimate. In that divinity, you and me are the smartphones. And in that smartphone, there is a SIM card. No. SIN card, SIN. The SIN card is me, I. देखो महाराज, when your phone breaks for whatever reason, will the SIM card or the SIM card broken? It can be used in other phone. You can change the SIM card from one phone to another phone. In the same manner, when this body dies, who cares? नया खरीद लेंगे. देखो महाराज, if you get these points clear in your life, you have nothing to worry and become frustrated in this world. How important it is. Coverage is not for the phone. Coverage is for the SIM card. Therefore, बुद्धेन्द्रिय प्राण कर्माणि मनसा स दिया शरीरम सप्तदशभि सूक्ष्मं तल्लिंग मुच्यते. So now linga deha is created. Be clear about step by step. Paramatma, Brahman, Bhagavan, with his potentiality reduced to Ishvara. Now this Ishvara is the one who is wielding his Maya power, but he is not allowing the Maya to overpower him. Therefore, he is Sarvajna and Ishvara controller. Then, next step, at the individual level, the same Paramatma with the conditioning of the Karan Deha is called as the Prajna. So, here, totality the Ishvara, individuality Prajna. Now that Ishvara is reduced to the Hiranyagarbha, next step, similarly, the Prajna will be reduced to the next step, that is called as the Tejasa. Now this is what is said over here. Prajna tatra abhimanena tejasam prapadyate. See, in deep sleep, it is Karan Sharira. Consciousness under the influence of Karan Sharira unmanifest. Similarly, Ishvara keeping the Maya under control is not manifest. Therefore, in Ishvara, Desha Kala Vastu, time, space and object do not operate. In deep sleep, in our life also, time, space and object do not operate. So what is called as the individual is the same as total. Now the second step came. Prajna tatra abhimane taijasatam prapadyate. Now this Karan Deha Prajna, he is now abhimanena, becomes identified and conditioned. Only this much I am. Abhimana means what? Abhi means paritaha. Mana means measurement. When in deep sleep, we are not identified with the body. We are nowhere. We are never, and we are nobody. Time, space and object is not there, that is prajna. Then this prajna gets identified with the body. Then three things happen. Where I am, when I am, what I am. So the prajna is reduced to the taijasa. Like the man is reduced to the husband. See? Man has the openness. He can marry any girl in the world. But he does a mistake and gets married to one girl. अब क्या हो गया? कुछ नहीं, हंसी बंद. The real meaning of the word husband is hasi band. It's a Hindi word adopted in English. So, prajna is reduced to the Tejas. He is called as Tejas. Similarly, Hiranya Garbhatam Isha Tayor Vashti Samashtita. And then Ishvara is now reduced to the Hiranya Garbha the second thing. See, step by step we should go. So like Paramatma with the conditioning of the avidya became the Karandeha or the Prajna. Prajna reduced to the Taijasa. Paramatma became the Ishvara reduced to Hiranyagarbha. So Hiranyagarbha and the subtle body or the Linga Deha or the Taijasa, they are parallel. This is totality, this is individuality. Now we go to the third stage. समष्टि ईश सर्वेषां स्वात्म तादात्म्य वेदनान तत् अभावात् ततो नेतु कथ्यन्ते व्यष्टि संज्ञया. So Ishvara, the totality, is including everything. Therefore, samashti ishaha sarvesham atma tadatmya vedanat. Now to understand this, take an individual example. I am identified with every part of my body, whether heart, healthy or unhealthy, lungs, healthy or unhealthy, stomach, healthy or unhealthy. So I am Ishvara with reference to my individual body. But when it comes to other bodies, I am no more interested. So the one who is Samashti Ishaha Sarvesham, from the Ishvara's point of view, everything is included in him. Friends, I told you this principle. Learn from every interaction in life. How I learned and what I learned. Once they took me to some vaccine producing laboratory and they were showing me some. Then, see, we test these vaccines. I said, with what you test? With bread, butter? No. We have to inject them in the animals. Achha? Come on, we'll show you. So they took me to a laboratory, air conditioned, and there were so many small cages. And in that cages, there were white mice. So, and same number, say 10 like that. And they were explaining, see, these are the different inbred lines which I didn't understand. Okay, we have to pretend that we understand everything. And then we give the different doses of this vaccine to decide the titer of the dose which can be given to human beings. This also I didn't understand. I said, okay, then. So he was explaining so great interest, all technical things. Then he said, Swami, do you have any question? I said, thank you very much. I learned so much. He was surprised. What did you learn, Swami? I said, like when you are watching these mice in the cage, they were fighting with each other. Somebody was hitting other, somebody was climbing here, somebody doing there. And what we were doing, watching from above. If this dose is given, this is the reaction. If this dose is given, this is the reaction. Oh, we are taking the data. Exactly the same way. Kanhaiya Lal upar baithe hai. And we are in our cages. Me, my wife, one. Now, what is the attitude of that scientist who is looking at those mice? Acha. Now, we'll slaughter them and take their brain out. And that will be the vaccine available for the human beings. Bhagwan does the same thing. Kaato isko. Look at this world as God is looking at his creation. In God's creation, there are no problems. In our creation, other than problems, there is nothing. And we are so self-sufficient for creating our problems. It is so simple. Once you have this knowledge, you can never be miserable. You will make miseries miserable. But ahankara vimudhatma karta hamiti manyate. But we have the wrong notion. I am doing this, I am doing that. Even simple sneeze comes, you can't control it. See, many times it happens. Very big CEO, useless people are sitting, and there's a meeting is going on. And one say, excuse me, excuse me. So everybody is ready with a Purna Kumbha to receive his sneeze. And then the sneeze doesn't come. Oh God, oh, that disgusting. Hey friends, live in this world. Bhagwan has created this world for fun. He is doing experiments. In this one vaccine, Bengali, in other vaccine, Gujju, in third, Tamil, fourth. Now let's see. He is enjoying. And we fight. And that is what he wants. He has to take that. See, friends, when you look at the world as God is looking at his creation, you can never be miserable. Like the mother looks at her child. The foolishness of the child is glorified by the mother. Because the child is his own extension, her own extension. God, therefore, from his point of view, there is no Sura or the Asuras. There are no like good people and bad people. From his point of view, everything is the same. Therefore, if we are digesting this knowledge, Shatro mitre putre bandhav ma kuru yatnam vigraha sandhav. Don't create friends and enemies in this world. Our Maha Mantra, किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो. The very understanding will cool us down without going to sleep. Samashti Isha Sarvesham Swatma Tadatme Vedanat Tat Abhavatu Anne Katyante Veshti Sandhya. Therefore, Ishvara is Samashti, controlling and owning totality, and Veshti, the Jiva, is individual, and therefore totality is one, individuals are many. Prime Minister is one, voters are many. And that one of the voter alone can become the Prime Minister when he has grown out of the small. First, me, my wife, my children, go. And then you are good for nothing. Then you become a member of a village society, village panchayat committee. Then you don't talk about your family. In our village, now we have decided that from that house, he has come to the village level. Then from there, he goes to the ZP, Jilla Parishad. Then he doesn't talk about village. In our district, then he comes out of that at the state level. In our state, then he comes out of that, comes at the national level. He doesn't talk the language of Gujarat or Bengal. He talks the language of India. And then he goes beyond that at the United Nations level. He talks Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. See, friends, we are all compressed into small little things. Only this knowledge only can make us grow spiritually. So, jivas are many, but Paramatma, Ishvara is one. Now, after these jivas are created, now again it is the responsibility of the Ishvara. He only created this problem. So, you have created the children, now you look after them. Nobody can help you. That is why, when you get married, immediately, within 1 year, you should have a child. That will be a glue. Keep the husband and wife together. There has to be a common enemy. One of my friend, he had this problem. His wife and mother-in and his mother always loggerhead. So he asked me, Swamiji, what should be done? I said, I have got solution for everything. Think properly. But don't tell what I told you that I am the one who gave you this idea. So, okay. I said, call both of them together. Make them sit in front of you. Become very serious. As if something serious you are going to tell. Tell wife, I don't want to hear one single word about my wife, good or bad, from you. Okay? Stern language. When you say like this thing, your mother will start bloating. Tak, 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 mera beta. Now look at the mother. Mom, yes. I don't want to hear one single word about my wife, good or bad. Okay? That balloon. And the daughter-in-law and the mother-in-law, they become friends. And this useless fellow, he becomes an enemy. When you are dealing with the enemy, you get united. How technical it is. Don't take anybody's side. Make them fight together. You watch from a distance. Don't take anybody's side. Friends. Therefore, Bhagavan created this whole jivas in the world. Now, the teacher continues. Tad bhogaya punar bhogya bhogaya tana janmane panchi karoti bhagavan pratyekam vyadadikam. Now, after having created all these, now this is at a causal level. We are still at a causal level. We are not come at the individual level. Then, for the experience of joys and sorrows, the worldly things are to be created. And therefore, he has to create the world, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, 5 types of objects. And also for the jiva to live somewhere. You cannot take the SIM card and go and start talking through. No, no, no. You require a place to keep the SIM card. Then only it will become functional. In the same manner, the jiva has to be in the body. And therefore, Ishvara created the body, bhoga ayatanam. Ayatanam means the place. Therefore, body is a house where jiva is living. The day you get this point, we are not body, we are someone other than the body, occupying the body. It is so simple, my friends. And once this is accepted, then what will happen? And what is happening now? Now we are all squarely clear about it, that all my problems are because of others. If I am a husband, the cause of my misery is my wife. If I am a father, the cause of my misery is my children. So what will be my approach to spiritual life? Try to improve the wife. Ashakya Anushtan. It has never happened, it can never happen. Then scriptures have to help us. Then they say, look here, don't blame her. In the last life, you have tortured her. Therefore, in this life, she is taking revenge. But I don't remember. You may not remember. But divine computer doesn't delete the data. But now what should I do? Now behave properly with her. And if you don't, threatening. If you don't, next life again she will be your wife. No, 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 no. I am ready to behave properly. Net result, 2 things. Will stop blaming others and your approach to life will change. And what is that result? You will be at peace with yourself. And when we are at peace with ourselves, then we can learn, study and understand that before this body was born, I was still there, doing good or bad in other body. Now I am in this body. When this body will die, I will be in another body. Net result, fear of death will disappear. We don't suffer because of death. We suffer because of fear of death. This is the impact of Vedanta. Then that question will not come. मरने के बाद क्या होता है? मरो तो पहले. मरने के बाद क्या? We are living as the body, for the body, on everybody. Get out of that. And therefore, tad bhogaya punarbhogya bhogaya tanjanmane panchikarothi bhagavan pratyekam vedadikam. Then all these pancha mahabhutas and the rajo tamoguna aspect of them is further grossified. Be attentive. There are two things. One is subtle world, second is gross world. Up to this we have seen the subtle world. What is the subtle world? The Pancha Mahabhutas, then Dhanendriyas and the Karmendriya or the Pancha Pranas, the subtle world. Now we have come to the gross body. So for the gross body, we require the gross world. Now how this gross body and gross world is created? It is created from the Tamoguna aspect. So from the Sattva Guna aspect, we have seen Dhanendriya and Antakaran Panchakam. Then from the Rajaguna aspect, Karmendriya and the Panchaprana. Now from the Tamoguna aspect, the gross body material and the gross world is created. So the Tamoguna aspect of the Pancha Mahabhutas undergoes grossification. See? And how the grossification happens, it is called as Panchikarana. The Panchikarana is very simple, but when it is explained in an objective way, it becomes complicated. Just to make it understand, many people draw some drawings, This is one of the most erroneous approach on the Vedanta Shastra when they explain objectively. Suppose, to understand, let us take, suppose this is space. When you say this is space, you are already conditioned. Space has got a shape. One day I was in Rishikesh and standing before Ganges, and my friend asked me, Swamiji, do you like this place? I said, yes, this is good. But I really like the ocean. Stand in front of the ocean. Infinite, that I like. He said, why? I said, okay, I don't like. No, I want to know. I said, look here. When you are standing here in front of the mountain, your mind is already conditioned by the form, the shape. And then what is your understanding? I am so meager. Himalaya is so big and I am so small. You are still holding on to the body. But when you are in front of the space, open, no trees, no nothing, expanse, infinite, you merge in that. See, friends. And therefore, objectivity should not be introduced when you are contemplative. So here we have to understand, each Mahabhuta is divided into two. So they have become half-half. So Pancha Mahabhutas divided into 5 halves. Okay. Then the 1 half of each of them is further divided into 4. So what will be the 4? 1 by 8, 1 by 8, 1 by 8, 1 by 8. And then take this 4 from the first Pancha Mahabhuta and mix it with the half of the other 4. In this manner, each Pancha Mahabhuta will have some or the other aspect of the other Mahabhuta, and they are all grossified. There is nothing like pure space or pure air or pure fire. All of them have got all the attributes and qualities. Therefore, space is having only one object, or only one tanmatra, shabda. The air is having both shabda and sparsha, the touch. The fire is having shabda, sparsha, rupa. The water is having Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa, and the Prithvi is having Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha. In this manner, the subtle have become grossified. And after that is done, then Tairanda Tatra Bhuvanam Bhogya Bhogashrayod Bhavaha Hiranya Garbham Stulesmin Dehe Vaishvanaro Bhavet. And therefore, from this Brahmanda, big anda, the Bhuvanam Bhogya Bhogashrayod Bhavet become the object of the enjoyment as well as the place for enjoyment. And therefore, the Hiranyagarbha of the totality is now reduced to the Vaishvanara. And in the individual, the Tejas is reduced to the Vishwa. Now see this picture. Paramatma, Ishvara, Karan Deha. Hiranyagarbha, Tejas. Hiranyagarbha reduced to the Vaishvanara, and this Tejas is reduced to Vishwa. In this manner, one is again divided into two, and one aspect is the causal, second aspect is the effect aspect. We are living in the effect aspect. When we merge in the cause, we are not dead. Gold ornaments. Ornaments are individual. Gold is one. Ornaments are many because many names and forms and utility. But when the ornaments are melted, they don't die because names and forms are illusions. And therefore, when the I disappears, he takes over. When the body dies, what happens? Nothing happens. What is body? Made out of 5 elements. What is the death of the body? The earth element goes back to earth. The water element goes back to water. The fire goes back to fire element. The air goes to the air element. And the space which was occupied by the body is released. Who died? Jiva also doesn't die because he was in the last life, this life, next life. मरने भी नहीं देते. And then comes to this point. From here, Vedanta is different. Then, who is Jiva? This is to be clearly, distinctly understood. And what is that? We'll see in our tomorrow's class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.